Recording. Okay, fantastic. So here we are. I wanted to do a critique today, finally, to give a lot of you some feedback, maybe for the very first time, on the projects that you were able to do over the weekend and get turned in. I appreciate that. I noticed that I misset the due date so that the project closed at midnight last night. So I will reopen it for those of you who didn't get a chance to upload it to coursework today. I'll open it for a couple more days so that you can upload to coursework. So anyway, there's all that. Let's see if I can take attendance with a split screen and a split personality here. Aurora is here. Yay. Jasmine is there. Okay, good. Dylan's here. Simeon is there. Let's see, is right there. Yes, sir. And Hunter is not quite here yet. Amara is on her way. Angus is here. Loey can't make it. Himon is here. No, he's not quite here yet. Okay. And Gian is right there. Hi, how you doing? Out on the end. Staying away from COVID, are we? Good for you. All right. And let's see. You say O'Hara. Are you over there today? Welcome to you, sir. All right. Page 2. Victoria Rushton is here. Oh my God. If you were like a snake, you would have bit me already. Connor is there. Okay. Hey, Connor. Good to see you. Okay. And let's see. Seb Sutton is usually online, but maybe not quite yet. Okay. And Sydney is there. Okay, fantastic. You guys are crazy. So this may kill you guys, especially if you just had lunch and are going to fall asleep if I turn off the lights. But I have to turn off the lights in the classroom so that we can see what's on the screen. And for those of you who are joining us online, you can look at your screens. And if it's really bad internet reception where you are, know that I'm recording this, and so I'll send out the link to the YouTube channel so that you can pick it up there later on if absolutely have to. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this works. Okay. So I hope you guys had a really good Martin Luther King holiday. I did. I helped a lady whose husband, who was an artist, who died over Christmas. I was helping her clean a lot of his stuff out of studios and stuff. I was hauling stuff. So I was doing some community service kind of work there. Okay, let's hit the share screen and see what we can find on here. I'm going to go with this one first. Let's see. So Taryn is not in the afternoon class. He's in the morning class, I think. And so we looked at one of his projects earlier, like last week or something. This is a second bite at the apple, as it were. And so once again, if you guys have seen this before, the text is, those that see the least seem to hear the most. Can you guys who are online, can you see the screen share? Is it visible for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, this is a different portrait photograph of himself, I think. And what he did is he doubled up the photograph so that we've got two of them, a top and a bottom, which gives enough real estate here that he can have a much larger font size for the text box that he wanted to put on here. Now, he was having a little trouble trying to select a font color that was going to show up against this really, really busy background here. So I tried to select one for him to see what might work. So I've got this burnt orange selected as a color with a black outline applied to it. And so hopefully it's warm enough that it kind of goes along with the warm tans and browns in the background. It's got enough of a black outline so that it's legible and visible, and between its color and its outline, hopefully it's legible and visible against that very busy background of stuff. And so once again, we talked last time about whether N. Brookshire, whose quote this is, I looked him up today. I could not find an N. Brookshire. So I don't know who the person was. He must be a teacher or somebody else. It wasn't famous enough of a quote to get on Google. So Google didn't exactly know what I was talking about here. Let's see. Okay. So anyway, this was really different because the portrait was way over on one side and his face is actually kind of looking a little bit out of the frame over here, which is not usually how we do things with portraits in a graphic design thing. Oftentimes we like the person to be looking from the outside edge into the photograph, so that their eyes kind of come into the photograph a little bit. But nonetheless, this works just fine for what it is. So any comments from you guys? I think we touched on this last time. Now we've touched on it again. Is there anything that you notice about this that you'd like to just say, just in terms of general composition or colors or something like that? Anything that you notice? The people online, if you just want to unmute a mic and just blurt it out, go right ahead. Yeah, okay. So I'm hearing nothing. I'm going to move on. Stop this screen share and keep on going here. Okay, so I'm going to try another screen share. Oh, there's something in the chat I got to go look at and see what it says. It says, good afternoon. Hello there. All right. So, okay. I got a second draft of a social justice project here. Where is it? What do you? Okay. You are killing me here. And it's doing nothing for me. Okay. All right. Well, that's not going to work. All right. Okay. So I'm going to try another screen share. And what's this? Sometimes these are very unknown things. They're very kind of weird. Damn it. Okay. Be that way. Screen share. All right, this is killing me because I have show all the windows. Show me all the windows. Oh, here's one. Share. Okay. Stop the share. Okay. So screen share. Come on, you guys. So what's this doing? That's my screen. That's my share. Open it up, please. There we go. Okay. So I've got this one, and it is done in Microsoft Word. So we've got the ability to move stuff around and open it up or whatever if we want to. But anyway, this is really cool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 photographic images in here. We've got a quote right here that's in the middle of the negative space surrounded by the 4 images. And the quote is, "The old law about an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. The time is always right to do the right thing." Martin Luther King. And as a matter of fact, those might even be 2 separate quotes that have been joined together, which is kind of interesting. I've heard both of those quoted separately, and I don't know if they're all in the same quote or not. But so that's pretty nice. This is a very modern, mid-century modern font. If I click on it, is it going to tell me it's Impact? Okay, Impact is the font, and it's really good for headlines and stuff. It's a great font for that. So it's a very communicative, very easy to read, very strong font. And so a strong font giving a strong message. I like that a lot. And then we've got just a lot of photographs, both color and black and white photographs, plus this artwork image, a portrait of Martin. It's kind of a more collage style in terms of kind of clipping and pasting and putting a bunch of stuff together. And it's all on a black background for the whole page, so that everything stands out in contrast, because the images just are standing out in stark contrast against the black background. Anybody have any questions, comments, just an initial impression of how it hits you, or what kind of overall impression you get from the artwork? Because it makes me kind of want to, click on it and drag on it and change sizes and stuff. But if I do that, I'll screw it up. I can see that. So I'm not going to do that. Watch me not do that. Okay.
I think it would be better if the border was more of the same and that the picture is kind of aligned into kind of like a box to make it look more, I don't know, uniform.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be fun to try just resizing stuff on here. And I guess I could click on here and right click on it and go down here to wrap text just to see if I could change the formatting on this. Right now it is in line with text and I want to hit the tight button. And so I changed the formatting on that, and I can change the formatting on all the photographs to a tight text wrap, which would allow me to then play with them just a little bit more in terms of sizing, and then they won't snap back to where they were. In fact, this one drops down. Oh, because I have to go chase it now. Where are you, man? I have to chase you. I have to right click on you and do the wrap text. It won't let me. Come on, you mole. Okay, wrap text, tight. This one, where are you? Oh, I know what I have to do. I have to click on it to make sure it has a solid, come on, solid line. Left, right click, and wrap text won't work for that one. Anyway, I hear what you're saying, Sydney. And so a person could kind of play with sizes and stuff to make stuff line up just a little bit better on all the edges and all the sizing and everything. So that we got a really, really, really uniform kind of a rectangle, or even just a C shape of the 4 images, so that they were really uniform in the way that they wrapped around the text box, and then just trying to nudge the text box up right into the middle. Oh, did that go inside there? That's where it is. It went inside there. Well, I've got to cut that. I'm going to cut that and bring it out here someplace and paste it, and then just make sure that I can change that and stick that up here. So I'm going to put the bottom of it even with the colored portrait there, and I'm just going to pull it up just a little bigger so that this top edge here lines up with the bottom edge right here, and then just take this text box and float it right up in here. Sydney, does that meet with your approval more in terms of a uniformity of edges and sizes of things to create kind of a uniform set of boxes in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you guys look at this, do you like this any better, or did I screw up this guy's original thing? Because originally it had a little bit more edgy, more street cred kind of a look to it, and now it's too polished. Is there anything that because you can polish the thing until it looks too good too. So I was just wondering, there's nobody in here who's really raising a hand or raising a weapon against me that I really screwed this up. So anyway, this would be a suggestion, and I did not save this thing, so it will revert back to its original way it was. But that's one way of playing with just spacing, and then trying to get all of your spacing correct when you've got multiple images. But I'm sure I showed you guys about clicking on the image and then right clicking to go down to text wrap, but who can remember this? This is a really strange, esoteric way of formatting stuff in Microsoft Word. So maybe we don't remember that. Anyway, I'm going to stop the share for now. I like this. I like the eye for an eye in red text is really cool, and it picks up on the red that is in the photographs and the artwork here, which is really, really nice. So good job on the font selection, on the color application, and on the overall layout. That's really good. Stop the share. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to screen share again and try to find another. There they are. They're all down there on there. Okay. So I'm going to try this one next. Wish me luck. Okay. So we're going to come up here and we're going to make it a little bit bigger so we can read it and get, I'm going to take you guys down here someplace so that you're not in my way. All right. So we've got a text box that's up here in the negative space, and then we've got actually a sign being held by a protester here. So the hate you give little infants, let's see, fucks everybody. Thug Life, Tupac Shakur. Okay, so it's a Tupac quote from one of the songs. I don't know the song myself. I'm sorry. It's from Thug Life, I guess, is the name of the song. Okay. And then, of course, we've got this sign too. It's a privilege to educate yourself about racism instead of experiencing it. Aha. That's, again, sometimes white people, even myself, need to like just get a clue every once in a while. We're talking about it. We're not experiencing it. And so that's a really good point there. I'm going to try to find this quote and just see if I can apply maybe an outline to it to make it just a little bit more visible. And so I might put that on there. I might try green because it's in a green background. Anyway, you can see that there are ways to put an outline onto the text to try to find something that might be a way to make it show up just a tiny little bit better. And then all we're trying to do is see how soft or how vibrant that becomes. And so I'm gonna revert back to the original here. So that's going to be our challenge, I think, is just on the text itself to try to get it to stand out just a little bit better from the background because it's a little bit busy and the colors are kind of blocking out some of the letters from the Tupac Shakur quote. You guys, questions on this one? It's kind of nice to get a little bit of a dope slap and a little, brings a person back to reality just a little bit with this image. So I do appreciate the use of that. You guys are so quiet today, so quiet. All right, fun. I want you guys to say stuff during the critiques. So let's see if I can scroll down here and find something else to talk about. Here we go. Here's one. All right, we're going to share this one. Okay. Let that one wash over you for a moment and then talk a little bit in general terms. What do you see? Can you kind of help to describe or explain what's going on in this graphic design? I believe that we see in two different languages probably the same or similar message that about we are one people, maybe. I don't know, but I'm guessing that that's what this says over here in the Maori language. And I believe I'm just imagining that these are Maori people and that this might be coming to us courtesy of maybe our class member who's from New Zealand, but maybe not. I'm not sure. It's a wonderful photograph. I love the grays and the softness of the grayed out and everything background, and then the warmth of the people, the warriors in the middle. That's really, really cool. I love the use of the negative space up in the sky for the text. I love the fact that the sky is gray enough, medium gray, so that black text and white text works against that sky. So that's really cool. When we look at the font for this, what font are you? It's Mayagandra, and I don't know what font that is. I've never used it before. It's a lovely font. I'll even go out there and ask a little bit. He's just laughing his ass off at me. Is that font a New Zealand font by any chance? No, you don't know. Okay. I was just wondering if the name of the font, Meandra, is that something that you're familiar with at all? That's okay. It's not Maori and it's not anybody else. Okay, okay. Well, it's a very modern font. It's got some really cool features to it, like the way that the W is made. It looks like there's an ever so slight flare or enlargement at the end of every stroke, so that the bottom of the descenders of the P's are just a little bit thicker than the central portion of the vertical elements. And you can see it in the L especially. It's just a little bit thicker at the top and bottom of the stroke. Very cool. So, trying to make a basic comment about Indigenous people, trying to show some respect and show that, acknowledging and showing respect and dignity, for an Indigenous people. And we in America, we have our huge problems with the way that we treat and respect Indigenous peoples too. So this gives us something again to think about today, which is good. Am I pretty much summing it up for you guys? And if I'm missing anything, you will just chime in, won't you? And the online people too, Sydney, Aurora, all you guys, if you want to unmute your mic and just blurt out something, if you have an observation or if you see something juicy that I'm not covering, please go ahead. All right, I'm gonna move on. Yes, please, Jasmine.
I think that this is kind of significant too, because we've talked about a lot about MLK and about black and white races and stuff, but we don't always include the natives, which were originally here in America too. So it kind of includes, yeah, I think that's pretty cool that someone did that.
Excellent point. Thank you. And thank you for piping up and saying that. I know that it takes a little bit of courage just to talk in front of strange people, and we are all strange people. So thanks for that. That was good. All right, I'm going to stop the share and move on. We're at about the halfway point in our hour here so far. So I'm trying to manage the time as we go forward. So let's see. Where are all you guys? What's happening to these things as I look at them? Oh, they're getting reshuffled in my deck. Okay, so we'll share this one. Okay, I've got, this is in a PDF, and so where am I going to put you guys? I got to put you guys someplace over here so that you're out of the frame. And this is, okay, where do I size this thing? Here was where we size it. So we might go to 75%, and it's still a little bit big. I'm going to try to take it down one more. Whoops. Well, shit. Okay. So hopefully most of it is visible on here at this point. Anybody want to take a stab at this who is not a large, white, loud male like myself? Anybody want to describe this piece or characterize it? Because you might be more sensitive to it than I, or you might be able to speak better to it than I can. I would love to see if you guys just can see what's in there and can relate to it. I see a hand up.
The words there, I mean, I'm gonna throw my opinion in there.
Yes.
I mean, not all women have the same belief as what this poster or this thing's is talking about right now.
Yeah.
Like, for example, it's saying each time a woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women. I mean, I'm not. I'm saying
See how fun this is to wade into the middle of a controversy? Go ahead, please.
All I'm saying is all women might not agree with that.
Okay, all right. So I'm looking at this sea of women's faces, and half of them at least are wearing pussy hats, which takes me back to the huge protest at the beginning of the Trump administration. And I don't know where the quote comes from because I don't have any attribution here. So I'm not exactly sure if it's a quote that's famous or if it's just an observation that is like self-evident, because it could be that too. I'm seeing a lot of unity happening in the composition visually just from the use of color. We've got kind of a tan to peach that is each one of the text boxes. Each word in here is in a kind of a subdued violet, warm violet color. And then there's a predominance of pink and warm colors in the image itself. So lots and lots of warm colors, lots of pink, and a bit of violet and hues of violet in here. So there's a lot of color that is holding this very, there's a lot of different images in here. So the color seems to be a really strong theme that's holding a lot of this together. Right down to the lips and lipstick and everything. There's lots and lots of reds and pinks and stuff in here, so that's good. Lots of my body, my choice, women are people signs in the crowd, and it's like looking out over the crowd at a rally or something like that. Okay. Anybody else want to play our game here? Anybody want to weigh in, even online folks? I think if I was going to criticize from a graphic design standpoint, all I'm worried about, not worried, but my concern might be that the text box is broken up a little bit, and sometimes it has to compete with a lot of visual competition in the background. So maybe putting all of the text in one box that had a single background in it might be better than the 4 different text boxes that we've got for the 4 lines of the thing. I don't know whether this person was able to play with that at all, or really likes it this way because each line stands on its own, just like each one of the images in this multi-image thing kind of stands on its own too. There's a little bit of that resonance going on in there too, so that's really cool. So once again, I'm going to open it up. Anybody else want to comment, question? I'll take your questions too. We can play with anything that is not clear or of a concern to you or a question. Okay, I'm going to stop the share and try another one. Thank you. That was very good. Provocative, very provocative. Okay, screen share. Let's go. I'm going to try to go find something on the screen share here. What else is down here? Here's one. Okay. Okay, putting you guys off to the side or at the bottom or something. Okay, we've got an image. It looks like we've got protesters confronting a line of police officers here in riot gear. And then we've got our text, blinded by our perceptions, will we listen? And so we're using this negative space that's up here at the top, which is out of focus and in the background, and this little piece of negative space in the charged space between the demonstrators and the line of police to put the question, or to put, maybe if this is the setup, the punchline down here. God, I hope it's not a punchline. You know what I mean. So anyway, lots of energy in this. We've got lots of color, and it's interesting because of the colors. maybe a little bit manipulated a little bit. I see lots of violets and blues in here, and then a little bit more naturalistic color, possibly in the center of the composition. But it's really interesting to see how violet and blue some of these shadows and tones are here and over on this side too. You get this kind of cold feeling from these cooler colors, which helps to kind of calm down a little bit the energy in this thing, because there's definitely energy in the center of the composition, with his mouth open, with all of the energy and energetic form of the hair backlit by the light, and just the idea of confrontation. He's even trying to lean forward a little bit, and there's a hand on his shoulder trying to restrain him or give him some sense of support, maybe just a little bit. So there's all of that. Okay, I'm sorry, I riffed on it. And of course, when I do that, I take all the air out of the room. I'm really sorry. Is there anything you guys see that you'd like to chime in on? Anything that you see in this composition that I omitted or didn't see?
I don't know if it's just my computer, but it looks like the picture's kind of not the best quality.
Yeah, it's a little pixelated. I think when it gets expanded or enlarged, that we see a little bit more pixelation. It might only be like 400 by 300 pixels, and when you blow it up to twice that size, you start to lose some of the definition. Is that what you're talking about, Aurora?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that bother you much? Because I think it still comes through very powerfully, even if the picture becomes a little bit distorted at this magnification. It's a very powerful picture.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it wouldn't really matter, but if you're looking for something, like if you're critiquing it, then it's something that you would see if you were deeply looking at it.
Well, I wasn't concerned about the image quality. I was really interested in what was happening with the colors, especially out on the periphery, which was interesting. I like that the text is sharply focused, so the text, is fine. And since we just had this shooting at the Wow Hall in Eugene over the weekend, at a rap concert at the Wow Hall where 6 people got shot. This is real local and kind of close to home and real recent too. This photograph doesn't come from there, but that is just resonating. It's echoing in the background because it only happened, I think last Friday night, I think. So the investigation is ongoing. And did any of you guys hear about that? I see not a lot of folks heard about that one. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, you guys. Let's see. I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to check the time on the clock. We still have some time. I opened up a whole bunch of projects, and only half of them are kind of showing up here. So I'm just looking at all of these that look like open emails from my email and poop. I'm just not seeing a whole bunch of other stuff that's open right now for us to look at. So I'm just going to share this. Hey, look at that. Projects. Okay, and stop the share. All right. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen who are online with us today, this is pretty much going to wrap things up. On Friday, I wanted to start our first project kind of with paint. So I wanted everybody to try to get a paintbrush by then. If you guys are in COVID jail or something and can't come to class, you might have to try to get yourself a beginner's set of acrylic paints, which are only $6 to $10 at some place like Walmart, or something like that. But we're going to start working on the color wheel. We're going to actually try to build our own color wheel on Friday. We're going to look at color mixing in paint. And so everybody's going to need a little paintbrush, and I'm going to supply paint in the classroom and color wheel templates in the classroom. I've put the color wheel template and the next assignment into coursework where you can download it. And what I'd really like you to do is be able to make a color wheel on something that's substantial, like cardstock, which is what I've actually got my color wheel templates printed out on. If you are at home in a remote location, if you could do this on a piece of Bristol board or watercolor board, if you purchased any Bristol or watercolor in a gummed pad, I'd like to try it on that 9x12. So do your best to try to draw the color wheel onto a piece of Bristol board or something so that you get something a little bit thicker, a little bit more durable to be able to mix and paint on, because paint is going to really pucker up regular paper, regular computer paper quite a bit. So get out of here. So anyway, we're going to start a project on Friday. I hope that you guys who are online can make it back to the classroom on Friday. And if not, you're just going to have to try to follow along the best you can while we kind of explore this and work on this together on Friday. It's going to be our first project together. So I'll have the Zoom open and running again on Friday, and I'll try to be able to do this as a demonstration for everybody on Friday. So I'm going to say goodbye to the online people now. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next
Bye.
time.